Hi, it's Ewan Ellery here making bonsai in Australia, and in this video I'm going to do the first pruning on my Bald Cypress. So I do make a range of other videos such as this one, including my first clip and grow Bald Cypress that I did a few weeks ago. So if you're into this kind of content, please leave a like and subscribe so that you can stay in touch with my future content as I release it. So I don't presently have a sufficient pot for this Bald Cypress, so because it's locked down at the moment and Easter, I haven't been able to get any new pots, and all of my pots are just this blue blue colour, which I like it, but none of them, they do not match anything on a Bald Cypress at all, because they're very green leaves and then a red trunk. So I'm just going to repot it today, give it a bit of a pruning just to get it started, and basically just put it in a larger training pot where it's got a little bit more soil, as this pot, which is the pot I bought it in, it's only about full up to here with soil at the moment, so just want to get, prune it, get the start of its bonsai journey underway, and then put it in a larger pot so I can get a lot more vigor out of it in years to come. So just squeeze it to loosen up the roots. I believe this one's a little pop out. You can see some of the roots starting to pop out the bottom. Alright. And we'll just start raking away at some of this topsoil. Okay, so I'll just rinse this just to see what we're dealing with. Alright, so as you can see, it's got a very it's kind of got a bit of a buttress kind of root system. It's very flat down here, and it's kind of holding itself up on these quite significant roots. They're quite large, but then there's not many roots up the top here, so I could prune it back and have the root system up here, which very severe root pruning, we'll have to see how it goes, or could kind of use this level of roots down the bottom here as the main kind of root structure, and kind of have it a bit kind of an exposed root kind of structure to the rest of the tree. So I'm kind of keen to have a little bit of an exposed root structure with this, just to try something a little bit different from what I normally do. So we'll go with that for now. Obviously I'll cover the roots when I plant it on this occasion, and we'll go from there. But just start pruning some of these off. So okay. So that'll probably be where I have the root plane in the future, and hopefully I'll get some of these other smaller roots down the sides kind of come down to kind of interesting. Obviously I have those two forked roots there at the end being the main kind of roots, but then hopefully, yeah, it'll be a lot of exposed roots down the track. So now we'll actually plant it a little bit more like that. Now if I do have these other ones coming down, I probably don't need this one coming backwards from where it kind of comes into the soil. Might try and get that coming out a bit more radially. So I'll prune that back. And probably the same with this one here. Try and get roots kind of coming off the bottom there. So these ones here coming out radially. Encourage those to grow. Cool. So I'll just put it in the pot now, back in the pot, and then I'll look at the top of it. Okay, so quite a few different branches coming off at different stages here. And it's kind of got a bit of, kind of movement in the trunk. You can kind of see, a bit of movement in the trunk there. Kind of all the way up where it's been pruned a few times in the past, so kind of want to keep that. So I might keep this little small one here as the leader, just because it's coming back out a little bit more, kind of curving back inwards a little bit, whereas this is kind of going off on the side from where I want it to be. So I'll just prune this off. Now I've really just got to choose where I want these other branches, so just try and keep them relatively, not too many branches all coming out from the same kind of spot, which can be a bit difficult with the Bald Cypress given that they're very vigorous. Just pruning back a little bit, just kind of opening up a lot of, just opening up a bit of space so it's not so full on. And a little branch coming back in towards the inside of the main trunk and this other branch. So probably keep this large branch. I'll actually wire that one up. Just going to use a bit of second-hand wire. Now I don't really have another significant branch to kind of wire it to, so move it up the trunk a little. It's kind of the only. Just wire it onto one of these little other smaller branches up the trunk a little ways. It's kind of a little bit hard to show you what I'm doing just because of how much greenery there is in the rest of the tree at the moment, so I'll just move a bit more of that away just so you can see what I'm actually doing. just so many little small branches coming out from the trunk. It's insane. Okay. So you can see a little bit better there. So yeah, there's just this larger trunk here which I'm just wrapping the wire around just to ultimately I might get rid of this, but I could also end up with kind of using it as a bit of a twin trunk. Just to get a bit of movement going. And probably the same with the rest of those. Okay. Don't need those low down ones. So what we'll do, we'll just prune back some of these other larger ones, just so they can, just so that not so crazy large for now. Get a little bit better, just get a bit more structure in the tree. I'll leave that as the apex on that side. Cool. So there's the first pruning for this particular Bald Cypress. So yeah, as I mentioned before, just putting it into a training pot for now, purely because don't have an available bonsai pot that will actually suit the tree. So look, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for my future content as I release it. Thanks for your time today. See ya.